Welcome to Oaken Bros, everybody.
Yo, 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 yo. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy, amazing, psychotic Capital Wednesday. I'm going to storm the Capitol because I have nothing better to do with my life. Like, I thought we were done with 2020, everyone. Like, I thought we were really done with 2020.
I just posted this.
Why aren't we done with 2020?
I just posted this to my...
It's like 2020, but in January.
Yeah, it's January 2020. I just posted this to my social medias, so if you guys like it, if you guys see it, please like
pull it up.
In 2020, wow, I hope next year will be better. January 2021, some guy wearing like a
Viking storms the...
Do you believe this?
Rose says she misses 2020. Yeah, right. Jessica says, Happy New Year. Hi, Jessica. Hope you're feeling well.
Happy New Year.
This is...
Yeah, no, I'm speechless. I mean, protesting is fine.
Protesting is fine.
What I would like to know, we can't get 1,000 people to watch our show. All right. And you have 10,000, 20, however many thousands of people gathered there. They all have
American flag shirts,
matching hats, matching flags. Who paid for that?
What I don't understand.
Did they buy it on Amazon?
What I don't understand is, like, you can't walk through airport security and just get on a plane. This is the fucking U.S. Capitol we're talking about, people, and they just walked right in.
Where were the snipers?
Come on, exactly.
Where was the tear gas? I don't understand.
I have people on my feet already. Jessica's feeling much better. I'm really happy. Jessica says she misses 2019, and of course we all do. Rose says matching fur. LOL. Just
I don't know how the coordination of that happened, but
we can't get a Disney vacation right. Like, you know, like we can't get the 8 of us, Eric's kids and my kids. We can't get like, oh, we missed this dinner. Oh, the kids want to go on Splash Mountain. Oh, too long of a line. All these people coordinating to get into the fucking Capitol. You know, God, good for them, man. You know, if that was made them happy, I wasn't there. I would never do that.
Hi guys, 2021 will be pretty violent, but it'll never be the same, but it will be better.
Michael Short says 2020, hold my beer. 2021.
Take a seat.
Take a seat.
Take a seat.
I gotta tell you, George Anderson said it's not. George Anderson, our dad came through a reading ago, and he said it's not going to be a banner year, but it will be much calmer than 2020.
I mean, I hope to God this is the crescendo of it all. But I mean, I've been hoping for that every single day.
I hope 21 is not going to be just 2020, the sequel. You know, Carla says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year back at you, Carla. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, this is just a wild day, man. Like, I was like in a really good mood today.
Yeah, they started off really well. Like I was doing a lot of content today. We had a bunch of meetings, and in between the meetings, I was like pushing out a lot of content, and I was getting really good views. I was feeling really good about it.
Yeah.
And then I put out a post. I made a clip from one of our shows for TikTok, and then I put it out on a couple other platforms. And then like the viewership died, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then Kevin called me. He's like, put on CNN.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I'm like, that's why no one's looking at my stuff.
Because everybody is storming the Capitol.
Yeah.
You know, listen, Eric and I don't like to be political, you know, but you know, you want to protest, you protest. But the cause, like, you know, how did they let this happen is what I want to know. How did they let the riots kill all those businesses in the summer? And how did they let these people storm the Capitol? Right. And mind you, I'm putting this out there on record. Eric and I are not Republicans. Eric and I are not Democrats. Eric and I are straight down the middle. We like what both sides have to say. We're in the purple state.
I mean, virtually everybody that I've ever met, everybody ever is like right down the middle. Everybody has amazing common sense and, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, listen, Mike, let's get off of that. Tammy has an actually pretty cool idea. She was watching Collard Valley Greens. They have 217,000 subs. Wow. Maybe you guys can cook something on air with our wives.
Tell what Mom just said.
Tammy, you're onto something, Tammy. We were literally talking to our mother today after we ate dinner, and we were talking about what we ate, and she's like, you guys should have like a cooking show. I don't know if people would like what I cook.
No.
Right.
No. No, the only one who likes your own cooking is you.
I love my own cooking.
Right. I do too. Sharon and I make very simple foods. But we will do that. Just like we are going to have a drunk night on air, just like we are going to, we
When
don't
this
do
is all when this is all over, I'm doing DMT live on air.
Eric and I are going to trip live on air. So Rose Mohammadi wrote me saying, I ordered the 72 Angels of Magic, any good books on the subject. Just anything by Damon Brand. I liked.
I just bought this. I haven't started it yet.
I did it for my Vertigo. It worked. It was great.
Yeah, by Rose Manning. I haven't looked at it yet or anything.
Yeah.
Actually, tomorrow we're interviewing Ariel. Is it ariels-corner.com?
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of magic. So, and he also has a YouTube channel. So look up Ariel's Corner.
Yeah. Honestly, Rose, anything by Damon Brand, go to the Gallery of Magic with a K on, I think it's Facebook, and Google it. They have just unlimited content. Do wealth magic, do magical cash book, anything. It all works. It all works. Michael Short said, yikes. Anyone else think of The Princess Bride? Bye-bye, boys. Have fun storming the castle.
That's great.
That
was good. I like that.
The Donald Trump, MAGA clan, they stormed the castle today. Yeah. And I still don't understand how they let them in.
And the press, hold on one second. It took the press secretary and Melania Trump's chief of staff resigned today.
Say that again?
The press secretary and the chief of staff for Melania Trump resigned today.
It's still not going to change
because of the violence. I don't want to talk about that. We were getting.
You brought it up. I didn't bring it up. Jamie Smith said, Eric, what's your best dish? Great AMA question.
Okay. Tonight,
right. I'm going to leave. So
tonight, I cooked an amazing dish tonight. So we take skirt steak and I put in, well, Jen did it, not me, but you put in bone broth. You get it's like a thick, it's like gelatin almost, and it's bone broth cooked down. Look up Australian bone broth, and you put that inside. Put in salt, pepper, paprika, and water, and then we started slow.
People might be writing this down. Salt, pepper, paprika, just
salt, pepper, paprika, and bone broth. But it's just Australian bone broth. The only ingredients are bones and salt, and it's just like the most umptious umami type tasting stuff. Like
Australian bone broth on Amazon. It's A+ stuff.
I'll have that. I'll take a tablespoon of that, and it's like peanut butter, but it's like bone broth peanut butter. Yep. And I'll put that in hot water, and I'll have that as like a tea almost, as like a bone broth, basically warm
nice
bone
winter
broth
drink.
Yeah, when it's like cold. But anyway, take that with skirt steak, put it in a pan, and I baked it for 8 hours, covered at about 400 degrees, and then I reduced it so it just became like this ultra thick. It was so deep tasting. I wish I could share it with the world. It was so incredibly deep tasting and delicious.
You post things all the time. Post the recipe for people, saying, by the way, this is my greatest recipe. If you all want to take a look.
I think Jen took a picture of it. Well, it's Jen's recipe, not my recipe.
Right. Well, the question was, what's your best dish, Eric? Not what's Jen's best dish.
Well, I mean, this is it right here. Hold on. Like, look how caramelized. Like, it's like chocolatey, and like it tasted like chocolatey, and like coffee. Even though none of that was in there, it was just so. You do that with some rice. It's just like made in the shade. That's my dish.
Jamie Smith is eating In-N-Out for dinner, so she has you beat by a mile. She has you beat by a mile. What I wouldn't give for a double now. That's something they drink on The Mandalorian, the bone broth. I'm telling you, I don't even want to promote this because I don't want this sold out on Amazon. But the Amazon, Australian bone broth is the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, it is
really good.
That with some hot water, and it's like makes you feel so good. And you literally we put it on everything. Anything we're going to slow cook. If we're making a chicken soup, we put it in there. Anything that we are slow cooking, ribs, you just slather on there, and it just gives it the next level of like deepness, flavor. It just brings out the meaty taste in the best way possible.
100%. Yeah. No, Sharon and I make the same dish. We slow cook a skirt steak and we put some bone broth in the skirt steak, and it's it's the greatest food. If we were a restaurant, we would have charged $50 for a sandwich and people would pay it.
Yeah, if I ate more carbs, which I don't, But if I was, I totally would have like flour tortillas with the slow cooked skirt steak, the 8-hour cooked skirt steak, and I would be 550 pounds.
Bob Levine says, I sent my resume to the U.S. Capitol Police as a rumor, as the chief of police position is now available. Good luck, Bob. You probably could have stopped all those people from entering the Capitol today.
Can we do an order in show? Maybe do like a live stream, me cooking.
Cooking.
I want to.
I remember the day. I just want to say a story about Eric. Eric never cooked a day in his life. Eric was cereal in the morning, like a cheese sandwich for lunch.
I ate 27 tacos in high school, all in one sitting.
Yeah. I think I had 22 hot dogs.
I beat you. I remember waking up the next morning fatter and with stretch marks on my stomach. Just an FYI. Scarred me for life, literally.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Well, Taco Bell, we went through a big phase of Taco Bell when we were like 13 and 16,
every Friday night.
16. Yeah.
Every Friday night was Taco Bell night. And I just kept eating.
We used to order from this place, La Viola.
Yeah.
Eric would finish entire rigatoni, penny alla vodka,
and then
by himself.
I remember waking up bigger.
Yeah. And Eric was
I would eat at my grandmother's house, and she would cook this thing. She would cook this dish we call it gray meatballs. Before she passed, I said, please give me the recipe. And she never did, which I'm really upset about, because it's like one of those dishes that you just remember so fondly. So I would have gray meatballs, and I'd mix in rice pilaf, pasta, and potatoes all in one plate that would just like falling apart because it was like a paper plate. And
nothing like grandma's cooking.
You don't
she made good food.
That's the result.
I carried it all in my gut.
I was all over the place, but straightened myself out. And diet, nutrition, it's a never-ending journey. I thought that I was going to be a carnivore forever. I thought I was going to eat meat and drink water forever. And from what I learned is you do nothing forever. Life changes whether you like it or not. Right?
I agree. Michael Short says you should do a virtual potluck. Everyone brings something you love, and we could just eat up. It's a good idea.
Tammy, you would love hanging out with our Aunt Marilyn.
I got to tell you, Marilyn makes the best meatballs I've ever had in my life. I'm sorry, Tammy. Unless you want to mail it to my house, you could mail Eric and me meatballs. We won't deny the package.
She does eggplant parm, chicken cutlets.
I'm allergic. I used to have issues with eggplant. Her chicken cutlets are amazing.
Yeah, you're allergic to everything, though, bro.
I'm allergic to everything except chocolate.
Does reheat of pizza count as cooking? So,
100%.
So when Michael and I were growing up, we were living at home with our parents. Our parents would go to Mohegan Sun on Saturdays.
That was there.
They would leave. They would leave at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they would come back at midnight. So they were gone all day. I would stay up all night playing video games Friday night. Michael would be out doing whatever he was doing at bars and nightclubs and stuff like that, and I would be gaming. And the next morning, I would wake up around 11 or 12. Michael wouldn't get out of his room until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yep. And then we would order in pizza. We would order in Cardinelli Uno pizza. Michael would order a Sicilian pie for himself. I would order a round pie for myself. Plain.
No, I used to get pepperoni, sausage.
Yeah, I liked it plain, maybe some pepperoni. And we would each eat the entire thing.
Or Ben's Pizza in New York City. So I used to go out with my friend Neil, and there was Greg and Mitch, and I mean, I doubt they're listening to this, but we used to go to the city on a Saturday night.
Mamoon's was right next door.
What's that?
Mamoon's was right next door.
Mamoon's was right next door. I think it was on Mulberry Street. And God, I would order Ben's Pizza, and I would eat an entire pie of pizza. It was
inhumane.
180 pounds. Right? 180 pounds.
Not me.
No, it's up to you.
Yeah, it was inhumane what I would eat.
Annette, Sharon's aunt Annette says, hello, Michael. Hello, Annette. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. But yeah, no, pizza. I haven't had a real slice of pizza I haven't eaten tomatoes in about 15 years. 15. Yeah. So like when I was eating pizza, it was only just the top of the pizza. It was the cheese and whatever meats I put on it when I was like super duper duper carnivore. And, found that I was allergic to dairy. So stopped eating pizza. But I got to tell you, giving up dairy was probably one of the best things I ever did in my life. You feel different when you don't eat dairy.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
everything.
I would go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I remember eating an entire pie of pizza and not being able to shit for 4 days.
TMI, bro.
You know, I mean, isn't that what happens?
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, pizza, New York City pizza. Psh, you
Stuff.
can't. You know what? Long Island pizza. I'm going to give a shout out to Mario's Pizza. The greatest.
Long Island has good stuff. Yeah.
I've had pizza in Chicago. I've had pizza in Vegas, and I've had pizza in LA. There's nothing like Long Island pizza. Long Island pizza is really top notch.
You're wrong. It's Long Island pizza.
Long Island pizza. You know, I miss a good slice of pizza. The last slice of pizza I had was on New Year's Eve, 19 into 20.
How do you like that?
Oh, Karina just said, I am lactose intolerant too. Hate it. LOL. Not lactose intolerant. I just react when I get, when I eat cheese.
I can't go to the bathroom if I eat it. So I'm better off not doing that.
So you know what I just got? You want to know what I just got? We're talking about gut issues and everything. So Sharon bought me this little device where you breathe into it, and it tells you if you're digesting your food or if your food is. I have it in the kitchen. I really should have brought it with me here today. It says like it's an app. Oh no, it's called Food Marble. I downloaded the app and you log your food. And I didn't log food because I log it on another app. And you literally blow into this thing and it reads on your phone how much food is not being digested. So it measures the hydrogen in the actual breath that you're taking. And I ate food. I rarely ever eat breakfast. I had a lunch today and I had a dinner and 12 and about 5:30. And then I did the breathing thing both times and it was 0.4.
It's like a
0.9.
It's like a breathalyzer for.
It's like a breathalyzer, but it shows you like what your gut is processing, and if your body's reacting to it. It's like if you get gassy and bloat, and you know, and it's basically for FODMAPs.
Can you get drunk off of pizza?
Yeah, absolutely.
Does it tell you that?
Yeah, sure. But it's really for FODMAPs. And FODMAPs, I'm not going to go into the whole definition of it. It's like fructosaccharides, oligosaccharides, sucrose, and it's dairy. The top 4 foods that you have to watch out for.
Digestive difficulties can be very frustrating, and we want to help. Food Marble Air, AIRE, is a portable breath test device and connected at. While doctors have used this breath analysis for years, this is the first personal device of its kind. We designed it to help millions of people who experience digestive difficulties. Well, I hope we can help somebody today. Measure your body's unique response. Not promoted. We're not being paid to say this. Everyone's digestion is unique. For the first time, measure how your body digests food in real time.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did
foodmarble.com.
Food Marble. And so I started it today and I was like, oh man, that's going to be terrible. I was a 0.4 after lunch and then I was a 0.9 after dinner. And the range is 1 to 10. So I was below a 1. So I guess I'm digesting my food, you know, like that's really good to know that like I'm absorbing the food and I'm digesting it. I'm not just like, you know, pooping out the food because I'm not digesting it, or it's like not rotting inside my belly. But yeah, Food Marble, ridiculous. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's a bunch of bullshit, but it goes after 4 foods, and it was dairy, which I don't eat. It was sugar, which I don't eat. It was
come on.
I didn't eat sugar today. I'm going to eat sugar this weekend.
If you want to know something about my brother, I love my brother to death. I won't say he lied. He exaggerates.
I do not. I can't lie.
Michael exaggerates. If it was
big time,
if it was 100 pounds, it was 200 pounds.
It was the greatest thing ever.
If it was
just mildly good,
right? You know,
but I know that though.
If the movie was absolutely amazing, it was kind of good,
right? But I go to.
Well, Michael says he doesn't eat sugar
today.
Michael doesn't eat sugar.
Today, this weekend, I will have a cheat. I have these little mints.
Yeah, sure.
Little mints are good. But I'm gonna take my breath.
But if I didn't call you out, the entire audience would think that you're amazing and you don't eat sugar.
But bro, this is what Oaken Bros do. We have to call each other out in the middle of 1,000 people watching us. So hold on. Carla wants to know what I ate. So today for lunch, I had 6 ounces of ground beef with potatoes, sliced up potatoes. And yes, I'm back on carbohydrates for people that know me that I was a militant carnivore, but that's gone now. And then for dinner, I had some pasta. I had 2 ounces of pasta with 2 chicken burgers and the Australian bone broth in both of them. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah, I ate for breakfast. I had leftover chicken drumsticks that was shredded, so the meat was off the bone with pickles, mustard, and some sweet potato chips. And for dinner, I had that amazing slow cooked short ribs with rice. Oh,
For
you know what else I had? I had a lot of carbs today. I had Jen made potato pancake.
no,
It's
the
good.
best. The best. For people that don't know, Eric and I were like strict carnivores, and we learned that it wasn't the healthiest route because it was just indulging yourself in, constant meat. I I
Yeah.
added I added starches back into my diet because I'm testing myself and what I'm allergic to and what I'm not. And I'm not allergic, surprisingly, to wheat. I'm not allergic to potatoes, and I'm not allergic to rice
This
and corn. Mildly allergic. So I'm adding into my diet, and I don't have the gas. I don't have the bloat. And again, I'm measuring every single carbohydrate. Chaz said a very derogatory word that I'm not going to say on air, and then he said, "So glad you guys are eating like big boys now." Yes, I'm eating a portion of carbohydrates because I know carbs for me are a
this
slippery
leads
slope.
me to I made a TikTok today, and if you guys aren't following Michael and I, follow us on TikTok. Hold on, let me put it up. Uh, we I made a post today about decisions, and I don't want to take credit for it, but I heard it from Jason Capital. If you guys aren't following Jason Capital,
Guy's awesome.
really motivating guy. Really, really, really motivating guy. And
You know what?
basically,
I'm going
from
to see
what,
if I can get him on the podcast, Eric.
yeah, you probably have to pay him, but we can try. So making decisions. There are two types of decisions that you can make, and they are either a reversible decision or they're a non-reversible decision. 99.9% of any decision you will ever make will be reversible. And it was a big epiphany for me because I'm known to be a stonehead where I don't like to change my mind about things. And that leads me back to diet where, besides death, nothing's permanent.
Taxes too.
Yeah, but even then, there's ways that you can go around it. But it's just amazing to me, and I'm trying to be a better person for myself, where I'm not so stoneheaded and I won't shut people out because of different things that they're saying, or if it's different from me. So
I'm like a palm tree. I'm flexible. I try to be flexible. I don't like change so much. Like I'm okay with it as it happens, but I kind of sway. I sway with the wind. Or if my wife says something different, I mean, she'll probably have a different opinion. But I feel that I try to be a little more flexible because I want to learn. And that's Eric had this really great quote this week saying, "What does spirituality mean to you?" I think that was a TikTok video that you did. What does spirituality mean to you? And I didn't post on it because like I've already said it, but I'm going to say it here again. Spirituality to me is learning. That's all it is. It's just learning because you think you got it all under the control with the law of attraction. You think you know it all. You just ask your subconscious mind this and that. But then you go into, archangels and magic and mediumship. And, it's just never ending. And people are like, "Oh, I'm so spiritual." What does that even mean? To me, spirituality is just a never ending
well,
learning.
what's cool is I posted that on LinkedIn, I posted it on Facebook, I posted it on TikTok, I posted it on, across a bunch of different channels.
Platforms, right?
And I got a different answer from each person everywhere.
What was some answers, just out of curiosity?
Spirituality to people um, mean all different things. Let me try and find.
Chaz says, "I've seen what you guys watch on TikTok." Oh boy. There's some talented people on TikTok, I got to tell you. Not just the Oaken Bros, but just, people.
And if TikTok for us isn't just regurgitated podcast stuff, we're doing original content on there.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be super appreciated if you guys check it out.
Go follow us on TikTok. Not Chaz, though.
Right now, hold on, where is that post? Maybe I posted it in the group. Yeah, and if I'm sure everyone on here is already, but Oaken Bros on our Facebook page is pretty active.
How many members do we have on our Facebook page?
384.
Yeah. I was at someone's page the other day. They had like 5 million.
Well, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't think spirituality means necessarily that you believe in one God. I think spirituality is believing there is something better than yourself, but can help you with your life. Spirituality means having a purpose. Another person said it's a Zen thing. It's not being religious, yet living by the golden rule concept and understanding you are not the center of the universe. We are all in this together. By the way, have you guys read of Helene Hadsell and her version of law of attraction? Check it out.
That's good.
Another person said a guiding force that helps you make moral decisions. Another guy says right now, he made a joke. The golden rule, baby, do unto others. Karma is real. Has very little, if nothing, to do with religion. So
That's amazing.
It's definitely like an underlying theme of what spirituality means to people. But ultimately, what's very cool is that spirituality is in the eyes of the beholder.
Right.
That's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. That's amazing. Am I like Max Headroomy? Am I like twitchy a little bit? Is my camera good or it's smooth? Like I'm not Max Headrooming, right?
I don't know what that means, but you're fine.
Like in Back to the Future, he's like where he walks into the restaurant. Max Headroom in Back to the Future 2 was like, hey.
You're like that all the time.
No, I know that, but I'm okay like this.
Yes, you're fine.
All right, because my computer was like, I felt like a little Max Headroom.
You're fine, bro.
Fine, bro. You have any questions on your feed?
No, quiet night. I think everyone's watching Newsmax, Fox News, CNN.
Thank you, Michael Short. Michael Short says you're good. Yeah, tonight's like the Super Bowl for politics.
Yeah, Kevin just texted us, and he said the cabinet, according to CBS News, is meeting now to discuss whether to invoke the 25th Amendment.
Call me a moron. I'm okay with that. What's the 25th Amendment?
Remove Trump from office.
No. Are you serious?
I mean, first of all, that's according to Kevin. Second of all, who really knows?
Serious?
Yeah.
Remove Trump from office? Look, I mean, like, as a president, he should have been like, stop.
Oh, please. Who cares?
Yeah, Beard. Happy belated birthday, by the way, Beard. And does everyone know that it was Eric's birthday on Sunday? Can we all sing a collective happy birthday? We're not doing that.
No one can hear you. No one can hear anyone else but you.
Eric, they're all singing on my feed. They're saying happy birthday.
Special. Wait, but Beard's birthday was the 3rd too, right?
January 3rd, yeah.
Beard, I'm an asshole. You emailed me to wish me a happy birthday, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I am sorry. Happy birthday.
Do not do that to him, Eric.
Because I don't remember names or dates.
Now you have to buy Beard a present.
I will.
Yeah, no, The Matrix is a documentary. If you haven't actually seen the Keanu Reeves Matrix, which, by the way, I watched John Wick 3 yesterday. Finally, I caught a Parabellum.
It was good.
Like, I'm done. Like,
it was fine. They're fun. That's it.
I love number 1, number 2, and 3 were good.
They're fine.
They're fine.
They're fun movies.
Yes. Yeah. But no, I'm definitely I'm not happy with what happened today. I'm hoping that it's going to calm down, and I think the Biden presidency will be less inflammatory. I'm sorry for people that like Trump out there, but it is what it is. He didn't make the situation better.
I don't know if there's putting this cookie back in the jar.
No, there's not. You have the left rioting and you have the right rioting. It's not good. It's not a good situation, but it should be calmer now. How did they get in? No one answered my question. How did they get in to the Capitol? I've been to those museums. There's detectors. There's metal detectors. There's security in every single entrance. They knew Trump was telling them that, protest today. They knew it. How the hell did they let them get into the Capitol? It's beyond me.
Just FYI, Beard, consider it done.
Done deal, Beard. Beard, when are you going to Vegas? Man, I spoke to some friends in Vegas today. Oh my God. The New Year's in Vegas was awesome. There was a tweet from the governor saying, if you came to Vegas for New Year's, just know you probably have COVID and you should get tested. I was on Twitter all weekend watching Vegas, and it was just the strip was a zoo, right? It was packed. There was people everywhere, and everybody was drinking and having the greatest time, and just the stuff that you and I absolutely love to do in Vegas. And no, like there were a few people wearing masks, and there were a lot of people that weren't.
Yeah.
2 friends of Sharon of mine today, they're dentists. They got inoculated, which is good news.
It's very cool.
These are local people in our community that got inoculated. I should have went to school to be a dentist. I would have been a horrible dentist. I'm sorry, did I do that?
Our great grandfather was a dentist.
Yeah. No, Eric, our grandfather. It was our
Yes,
father's.
our
It was our
grandfather.
father's
Yes, our
father,
grandfather was a
Felix.
dentist, and my wife's grandfather was a chiropractor.
Are you
So
serious?
we do have it. We have some doctorage in the family.
Oh, so maybe it'll skip a generation. Our children will be smart. Sharon went to pre-med. Sharon was NYU pre-med. You know, I married a very smart cookie. Me, I just, I cheated on every test I possibly could. I couldn't do the work. I didn't want to do the work.
Yeah. We'll let
So,
you know. We'll let you know when we're out there. I'm hoping at some point in 2021, but we really want to be inoculated first.
Beard, if you're out there and we're out there together, man, we will tear up that city. Beard, do you play like blackjack or craps or anything?
See, Chaz wants to be on the main screen.
Dr. Dummies. Yeah. Yeah, no, Chaz's son is a dentist. He carries on
Chaz's doctor is like the dentist from Hangover. You're not a doctor.
Stu. You're not a doctor. You're a dentist. I'm a doctor. Yeah, no, we don't have those. We come from
some families, they're greyhounds, and they're machines to be educated, and like to do all those things. Like Michael and I are most definitely like German Shepherd Terrier mixes with like a speckle of pug. Like we're not purebred lineage.
No.
In our family didn't come off the Mayflower. God knows what our family history is beyond our great grandparents, and
our family got wiped out in the Holocaust. We'll say what it is. I mean, our mother's father was a survivor in the Holocaust. Our father, I think his father was Jewish, but the mother wasn't. So like, there was no we don't have
we're mutts and
great grandmothers
we're mutts, and
everyone in Eastern Europe got together and fucked, and like Eric and I are the byproduct of it.
Yeah. So like we're not doctors. Like, and Chaz says, Dr. Dummies, 100%.
Yeah, no.
100%.
My wife has the brains.
Well, yeah, Sharon's purebred.
Yeah, Sharon can be a doctor.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No, I first of all, like I wouldn't be able to handle the stress or the pressure. We have a good friend in California. His name is Garrett, and he was a trauma surgeon at UCLA. And I'm like, I was texting him and everything, and he's like, we had like 4 gunshot wounds tonight. We had a heart attack. I'm like, don't you get nervous or scared?
He stitched up his brother's finger.
Yeah, his brother sliced his finger during COVID.
And instead of going to the emergency room, he stitched it up himself.
Sharon says, I ain't a purebred. Sharon, I love you. Sharon, you are so...
Wives are off limits.
You are so smart, Sharon. You did NYU, a straight A+ student. I think you're,
Tammy did her ancestry back to the 1500s. It's very cool.
We actually have... Our mom should be on the show telling everyone this, but we also did the swab. And according to this, Chaz is going to love this. We have African DNA in our bodies, right? Like, am I getting that right? Like we have African DNA in our bodies. So we have Viking DNA in our bodies too. So we have like a great grandfather or something was black. And,
or I think it was actually on the mother's side. So if you can actually do that, but Helen of Troy of Ireland, I think that's so cool. Lineage and history of people's, families are amazing.
Yeah. I don't honestly really care much about that stuff because like they're dead.
Yeah, if we get mom on, she'll
tell the lineage.
Yeah.
But all of our family is from like Belarus and like Poland. Right? That's where we understand we come from.
Yeah, Tammy didn't do the DNA.
She did the work.
Yeah, to find out the family. It's very cool. Definitely gets murky, I think, like four generations from here.
I know that mom's grandparents, which were Kalman and Fija, they got killed in the Holocaust. That's as far back as I go, as mom's grandparents. After that, mom could tell you about her great grandparents and shit. I can't do that. You know, I remember my great grandmother, Laura. She worked for, it was Meyer Lansky. We got to get mom on the show to talk about the history of the Okins, but she was a bookie for Meyer Lansky. So we had a really cool great grandma.
There you go. Yeah, we're
Polish, dude, through and through.
We're Polacks.
Polish through and through, man.
Dad was born in Poland.
It's like they couldn't have been Italian or something. You know, it couldn't have been Scandinavian like Vikings. No, we got fucking Polish blood. I mean, it is what it is, you know. The good thing is no one knows.
Kielbasa, we like pierogies.
The good thing is no one knows. Like when I used to talk to people, everyone thought I was Irish for the last name. Okan? No, it's Okan.
Yeah, I would get mail all the time and it would be O apostrophe.
Not Irish, dude. I was telling people I was Asian for a little bit. I was pranking people. I was like, no, Okan, I'm actually Asian.
Yeah. And everybody always calls us Okan, which is fine. I get it, but we were taught that it was Okin.
Like smoking Okin. That's what they used to call me in high school. Smoking Okin. Never smoked anything in my life.
Yeah, Italians got it right.
Yeah. Would love to drink wine and eat chicken parm every day. And just know that you don't eat pasta every day. You know, next life will come back as
Tammy dated a Polak. Yeah, there's a Polish place out in Amityville by us, and I wonder if they're still in business. But they have like real deal Polish food from like the country, and like every thing in the store is like in a different language, and you know they have what's the jelly donut called?
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Punchkis.
Yeah, Punchkis are good stuff.
Punchkis like good. They have good kielbasa. Dad and I used to go and we used to get kielbasa. They had really, it was unbelievable. It was delicious. But yeah, we love Polish food, like, you know, but I don't speak one word. Dobrze is the only thing
I would love to speak another language.
I tried. I have no patience.
I don't have the cognitive capacity to learn it.
You know, my kids are learning Spanish now in school. And like, I took 7 years of Spanish from 7th grade to like,
you don't know what's going on.
Hola, habla español. Like, I don't know any of that shit.
Donde está la biblioteca? And I probably said that wrong.
Where is the library? Now, language to me, I just don't care. I have a hard time speaking English. I'm not going to learn a new language. I have tried in the past to do Rosetta Stone. What did I buy? I bought Spanish one time. I bought Hebrew. I bought Italian. Never. I did like a first few. You know.
Yeah, I would love to be somewhere out and then talking a different language with you in front of other people.
You want to hear something? What? This is a really cool story. Speaking of language and translation, and everything. When Dad died February 2nd, 2018, which I cannot believe we're coming on 3 years already. This is like, I turned to Mom and I said, it's going to be 5 years. It's going to be like, what happened?
Nope.
I went to the Polish place to get kielbasa to kind of keep his memory alive because I was in the mood for kielbasa and I didn't want to stop getting it because it was like an activity we did. And I walked in and they would go, and they're talking Polish to me. I can't. I'm like, oh fuck, I got Google Translate. So I said, my dad passed away, and they go, you know. So I said, you know, my dad passed away. So I typed into Google Translate and I put it up to them, bawling, the two of them behind the counter. I'm like, you know, thank you. And they think they gave me like, you know, free kielbasa for the next month.
Free punch
keys. Hold on. We have some comments on my.
Yeah, hold on. Before you go,
ahead.
I just want to say your son is incredibly smart. I can only imagine thousands of years from now and they find out they are related to us. That is an amazing perspective, Alex.
Brilliant, son. Brilliant. See?
12-year-old boy.
Right.
It's amazing, Alex.
Point though, like we've had ancestors from the 1700s.
And Alex, that's like, you blew my mind. That's definitely something that would have popped into my head at some point, and it hasn't yet. I'm 38 years old. That thought has never popped into my head. That for 1,000 years from now, my ancestors are going to do their lineage back to us.
Yeah,
you know, in 10 generations from now.
Alex, I'm very proud of you. Holly Berry said, you boys sound just like the SNL delicious dish skits. Google it. I don't know if we're embarrassing ourselves right now, but I have to check that out. Michael Short said, Eric, did you just quote Dodgeball? Did you quote Dodgeball?
It maybe subconsciously.
Yeah. And then Holly said Chaz is a stalker. This we knew. And then Michael Schultz said, currently picturing you with white Goodman hair. Dodgeball is an all-time classic movie. But regarding the lineage, my son just blew my mind. I mean, that was
unbelievable. I'm going to think about that.
Yeah. But like, in the
I'm going to
70s,
ruminate about that.
you realize we've had family from the 1600s, right?
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning of time, right?
I think so. Unless we were just popped here by aliens.
That's how it works.
But in a thousand, think about this. We're putting ourselves out there right now. So like our great grandkids will know that we were alive, right? That there's a history here because we're recording it. Nothing was recorded up until the 80s.
So here's a question. Will YouTube be around in 1,000 years? Will all of this exist in some database? Like literally, like, is it going to be on a device this big, the entire internet of 2021? You know what I mean? In 1,000 years from now, is it going to be archived somewhere? And who's going to pay for that? I mean, because obviously, like Google and Microsoft and Apple, like they have probably enough money to last 1,000 years to store this information, I would assume. So like what happens to it? Like we're on the forefront, like we really are the babies of the digital revolution, of the digital world. Could you imagine what life is going to be like in 1,000 years, let alone 100 years? What happens to all this digital stuff? Is this how people are going to consume things? I'm starting
to get a book idea. I'm starting to get a movie idea. Like a Back to the Future, people 1,000 years going, I have to go talk to my great grandfather in 2020, which is like you and me or something. And they have our records. And like, think about like in Ready Player One, where he goes into the hall and everything that Halliday had was recorded, right? All of Halliday's life was recorded. It's probably just going to be that everyone's life is just recorded from birth to death. And you can go into anyone's record and pick apart their,
I mean, if you think about it, like my kids started posting on Instagram and TikTok and all those platforms
6 and 10 years old.
Yeah, around that, you have kids being born now who are born digital, right? And everything that they've ever done has been, photographed and videoed and everything like that. And then in 20 years, is everything just going to be videoed?
It has to be.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. And Michael Short says, just jumping back, it was Donde Está la Biblioteca was apparently from Dodgeball.
That was probably purely subconscious. I wasn't thinking about
We weren't thinking about Dodgeball, but yeah, no, that's a really cool book idea that someone's got to, like everyone's lives are recorded from birth to death, right? And someone's got to go pick apart that one scene from someone's life. That's a really cool idea. It's like Red Player One almost, right? Yeah. You go into the Hall of Records and everyone's life is there. That's what they say. Go ahead. I want to just talk spiritually for a second. That's what they say heaven is like. I'm reading this guy Peter Panagore's book. By the way, Peter Panagore, we're going to be interviewing him next week, I think. He had a near-death experience, went to the afterlife. Unbelievable story. Heaven is Beautiful is the name of his book by Peter Baldwin Panagore. Heaven is Beautiful. Pick it up. Check it out. He said that here, this was mind-blowing, Eric. This was on the last page of the book. He's like, here, everything is sequential. Time is something here. Right now, we were just talking about Donde Está la Biblioteca 3 minutes ago. Now we're on to heaven. He says, when you're there, he's like, there's no brain. There's no time. Everything is happening at once. Everything. So you can go into any time period because it's all happening at once because there's no limit to you going. I want to ask him about that.
Yeah. Like if you think about it, like we're accessing newspapers from 100 years ago, right? And you can basically just Google it and you'll be able to find that. I'm sure that because Google is, translating everything that we say, it can probably be translated into every language that's ever existed on Earth. Everything that we're saying now, so that means it could be indexed and it could be searched.
I have a question for you.
Like Instagram. Hold on one second. And like Instagram and all these social platforms have facial recognition, and they're going to know who you are. And So basically, digitally, everything is going to be indexed because of technology, because they already know who you are based on the images that are being taken. So like your file is there. It's going to exist somewhere.
Is every square inch of Google Earth a picture taken? Is every square inch of Earth taken on Google Earth?
I mean, a hell of a lot of it.
Right. But there are places that they can't get to.
I don't know.
Like it's not mapped out.
Yeah, we know Akashic
Yeah,
records.
yeah,
Yeah, we've had hands-on experience with that.
yeah. Our father came through and said that he's been to the Akashic records, and Eric and I have lived eons of lifetimes together.
Yeah, this is cool. Rob said, I found my old Pentax camera with film in it today. Imagine the future tech. Not sure if we will access YouTube videos except for history research. Who knows?
Oh, Rob, that was deep.
Yeah,
Man.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you can look back at old newspapers from that, and then before that, it was, writings on walls and, or letters that people sent back and forth to each other.
Or
And then
tweets. There's
right, and yeah, and then beyond that, it's murky, right? How people communicated
Can
before
you
written
imagine?
language. And like that was like so short in time.
I'm doing a lot of research now on the pyramids because I'm incorporating the pyramids into Monsterland, the Monsterland series, and like they don't know how the pyramids were built. No one can understand. No one gets it. Can you imagine like having a video camera when the pyramids were being built?
Right.
Right? Like there's a period of history. We have no idea.
It's just murky.
Stonehenge.
Yeah.
How was Stonehenge created? Like, I have my own feeling on it, right? That's what I'm incorporating Monsterland, that the monsters built it. But like, how amazing would that have been if there was type of technology? If there was technology to put the pyramids together, like, why wouldn't there be recording technology back then?
I don't know. But like your life right now, you don't realize how much your life is actually indexed.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I told you on the Monday podcast, I said we joined TikTok, and some person on my Facebook put a sad face, and they're like, you're being watched by China now. And I wrote her back saying, no. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Google, you're not being watched by anyone. Come on.
Heaven is Beautiful. What is the writer's name again?
Peter Baldwin, Panagore. P-A-N-A.
How do you know that off the top of your head? It's just what you know.
Useless
information. Yeah, like is
Beautiful by Peter Baldwin Panagore.
Hold on 1 second. If every credit card charge that you have is indexed, every website that you go to is indexed because of the IP addresses. Every picture that you have is indexed because of facial recognition. Everything you say in a Zoom meeting is possibly transcribed. We're really living in a digital world where everything you do and say and transact on is documented and indexed. People are going to look back in 100 years and they're going to be able to see everything that you did today. The apps that you used on your phone, the websites that you went to go and visit, really, it's mind-blowing, and God knows what it's going to be like in 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years.
Idea, so like we have some friends on here. They're not really big on social media. They have their stuff on social media, but they're not recording like you and I are.
Right.
And they're living their life. Dad wasn't on social media. The only thing we have from Dad is the videos we took of him on our phone and the pictures we took of him on our phone. But he wasn't really, and his whole life was probably recorded. All of his credit cards, all of his cell phone, the phone calls, and everything. It was probably all recorded. But we can't go back and look at what credit card, what did Dad do on November 15th?
It exists somewhere.
That's exactly right. Like when Dad passed, we went through all of his clothing to throw everything away or donate it. We found receipts from Harrah's Las Vegas and the Tropicana
1994. Yeah.
Right. So we found all these receipts. So, here, Dad was eating at the steakhouse.
That stuff is definitely lost in time before high-speed internet. All those transactions can't really be indexed. The big moments where the newspapers were, the big moments in time were indexed and searchable. But now seemingly mundane activities, as mundane as this show is, certainly, being documented.
Right. See, Dad never wanted to be, watched or spied or anything, and he was being watched and spied all the time.
Right.
You know, I'm glad we took the amount of videos we did take of him. But I remember
Yeah.
he always had a camcorder when we were growing up.
Yep.
You know,
Alien reveal is coming in 2021. I can't think of the word I'm thinking.
I think everyone's pretty much aware that alien we've made contact already.
But is it aliens, or is it just like, are
No.
there accounts of multiple people seeing the same thing?
Yeah.
Or is it just, CGI? Because you can, make CGI happen on, you can make augmented reality happen on your cell phone now.
I 100% believe in aliens. I think they're
I
here.
believe in interdimensional beings.
Still don't know what that means.
I
That
don't
they're
know.
living
Do you know
here
what
and there.
aliens mean? I don't know.
I think that there's other species. I read this thing today. I hope I took a picture of it. There are 100 billion galaxies, and in each galaxy is 100 billion stars. So there was like 200 zeros next to the number 1. It was like 2 or 300 zeros of the amount, and that's what we know, right? Like, you're telling me there's not something else out there that is just us retards storming the Capitol,
I
right?
don't know. Unless it's a flat Earth, I have no idea.
Does anyone believe in that shit? Does anyone believe in the flat Earth? I've done a lot of research on that. Really fascinating. A lot of fun stuff about flat Earth.
Tammy just asked for a picture of Dad. I'll pull one up.
You should show us a picture of your dad. Government will give up their alien contacts. I'm surprised Trump hasn't said anything yet. Right? Like, you think Trump would be walking out of the White House with the big finger to everyone going, by the way, the aliens are in Area 51. Yes, and Michael Short said, think it's scary, accurate foresight into Orwell's 1984. Absolutely 100%, which was my pitch for Wonder Woman 1984. They should have done a whole play on George Orwell's 1984, not the monkey's paw.
Here he is with his granddaughter.
What's up, Pop?
Yeah, he hasn't been on our podcast yet. How do you like that? Thank you, Tammy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaz says, you two are the male version of, I don't know if I want to hear the rest of this.
Yeah.
What's up, Dad?
There he is in his office.
He was signing some important documents that day. That was
you can definitely see how Michael looks like him.
I don't think I look like him.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he didn't feel good.
No, my father did not feel good.
Yep.
He was a boss, man. He was hardcore. He actually apologized to me at the most recent meeting.
This is him with one of his episodes.
Yeah.
Making a grimace.
He was so pissed. He hated hospitals.
He hated being sick.
Even like on his deathbed when he was dying, he kept rolling his eyes.
This is us as teenagers. Yeah, this is Rockstar Dad.
That's the dad smoking cigarettes.
Walking around a casino barefoot.
Walking around everywhere. He never wore sneakers, never wore shoes.
Do you like my bowl haircut?
Yeah, we were daddy's boys.
Yep.
This
is our Uncle Kevin, and on the, I guess, left side.
And that's Vinny.
Kevin's with the mustache, and that's Vinny. He's been working at our company for 32 years.
Vinny's the man. I just introduced Chaz to Vinny the other day. They had some questions on cars, but yeah, Vinny's the man. Yeah,
that's our mom and dad.
Rock stars, those two. I look like him there. That looked like a picture of me.
Yeah, because it's like when he was in his 40s.
I'm 42. Gonna be 43 this year.
How do you like that? Yeah, nice to go down a trip of memory lane.
Yeah. I miss him. It's going on 3 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, this was him when he was driving a car, and that was one of his first clients.
Gary Goldstein, I think it was, or Neil Rosenstein. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But that's when he started out. That's when he started BLS.
Crazy guys.
I got to tell you, I miss him to pieces. I think about him every single day. I talk to him every single day. I go to mediums as much as I can. Yeah.
Him with his boys. Yep.
And but he would have never done well in COVID. I could tell you all that. He was a hard. Sharon and I talk about that. He was a difficult guy.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yes,
I do look like Kevin. I look like my grandfather, who Kevin is the spitting image of.
Yes,
of his father, Roman.
Eric definitely has a little more Hornick than Oaken looks.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
I
shaped.
definitely
Yeah. I'm shaped like my mom. Like we're shaped like bells. No shoulders, wide hips. Michael has gorilla shoulders
and the belly.
and a big belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you see me from behind, you would think I'd have a six pack, just like my dad.
Yeah. You're gonna look like more him in the future, absolutely. And I'm gonna look like my mom. Like I don't know if I can find it, but when I was 13, you couldn't tell my mother and I apart.
They both had mullets.
Yeah, we both had long hair, big round glasses, and we were like the same height because like I was a 13-year-old boy, so I was like 5'6". So it's funny, but yeah, I don't think I can find that.
My son looks like my father. I look at Alex and I see my dad in him, you know. Kayla too.
Yeah.
Scott, it would have been bad, bro. It would have been he was
He's a tough cookie.
he was Grimace, man. He was Thanos.
Yeah.
The most powerful guy in the world. All he had to charming as fuck.
Yeah.
Charming
Snap his finger.
Snap his finger. Oh my god. He will bring all the golems and they will destroy. He was hardcore, man. He was hardcore. Heart of gold.
Yeah.
Heart of
take care of you till the end.
Take care to the end. Would take his shirt off his back for anyone. I learned that from him.
But he's a tough mother effer.
I like when people we have some friends who are like, you're so lucky that you, and I say, you know, you wouldn't have lasted 5 minutes with our father in the morning. Not 5 minutes. And that's the absolute truth. Eric and I went to the school of David.
I will say he trained us for the word no. Michael's line is, our lives are one big bag of no's. And he didn't hand us anything, and he made us work for everything. And that really sets you up for the world because no one's going to hand you shit.
Every word out of that man's mouth for 42 years of my life, for 39 years of my life, was no.
Yep.
The only time he said yes to me, I swear to God, the only time he said yes,
when we
bought Vegas. I walked into his office. It was Oscar night. I went to his house and we got all the papers. We got everything. And we were going to buy this company called Admiral Limousine. This was in 2001, right? It was 2002, right after 9/11. So it was March 2002. And I went into his office. I said, Dad, you know, we can get a Vegas limousine company for sale. He said, yes.
Yep.
That was it.
You would have won him over, but he would have made you work for it.
Yeah.
He would have made you work for it.
Hardcore.
The age difference. Well, question, who do you think's older? Who do you think's older? I mean, I think people probably know by now, but
we've mentioned it in the past.
Don't let the glasses and no hair fool you.
Eric and I, when we were younger, everyone always thought we were twins. Everywhere we went, Eric and I, you guys are twins. You guys are twins. And then when Eric hit 18 and I was 22, they always thought we were a year apart. I just kind of gave it away anyway. We're 5 years apart.
Yeah. Yeah. Michael is older. Michael has 4.5 years on me.
A little more than 4.5 years.
Yeah.
Steve Thomason says, hey guys, glad to see some friends here. Michael, yes, he says that I'm older. Yeah. No, I have 5 years on him. I was in kindergarten when Eric was born. Never forget going to the city to see him. Never forget it. I was so excited. I wanted a sister. I used to talk to my mom's belly every single night. I would call her Jessica. I named this girl Jessica, and Jessica would kick back at me. And then my grandparents told me, Mommy had another boy. I'm like, oh, I guess I named you though. I don't know if you knew that.
I think Mom wanted to name me Andrew.
Mom wanted to name me.
I would have been an okay Andrew.
I was supposed to be Josh. Oh, and Dad named me Michael. No offense to all the Joshes out there. Just I don't like that name. There are a few friends with a few Joshes.
Beard is Josh.
Yeah, that's fine. But I was supposed to be Josh.
I was supposed to be Andrew.
And I said we were driving, and I said we have to name him Eric if it's a boy. And she said, I love that. So I named you, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking owe me. This should be the Michael Oken podcast. Michael Oken named Eric Oken. I named Alex. I named my son Alex. And then Sharon found Kayla in a book. because we were looking for a C name after
Mhm.
Carol. How did you choose Hallie?
You can call me whatever you want. Call me whatever you want, Scott. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I wanted a baby sister in the worst way. All my
Yeah.
friends had little sisters. I was like, I want a sister too, and got my bro. Got
Yeah,
my bro. And
Hallie was named after, Henya, which, was my dad's mother, and, we were just Jen and I were looking in one of those name books, want
yeah,
something a little bit different. Everybody calls her Haley, which is fine, but her name is Hallie, like Halle Berry.
her own family members call her
Yeah,
Haley.
yeah, it's fine. It's just not worth the argument,
Yeah,
and,
it's Haley. It's
yeah,
Haley. It's fine.
and, we, my son, Zachary, we called our grandparents Zaf and Zaid. So I want to name him after all of our grandparents. So I just did Zachary. I always liked that name.
Zachary was a cool name. I think Sharon told you about Zachary.
No, I always knew about Zachary.
I know you knew it, but I know that Sharon mentioned the name Zachary. I remember that.
No, I'm pretty sure it was my idea.
Oh, maybe.
I think Michael looks like your dad and Eric looks like mom. Yes. Nailed it.
Sharon says she named Zachy.
I don't think so.
No,
Pretty sure I did.
Sharon. I'm pretty sure she did, but regardless, whatever the case. But yes, I definitely have taken after my father, and I've learned not to have his temper because he had a temper. Man, when he would get pissed, ooh boy. Sharon says, nope, me.
Glad you think so.
We're having
I don't know what to tell you.
We're having like an actual family fight right now, people. Can you believe that?
Yeah. I happen to agree with you, Tammy.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. We're definitely
It
our
feels
family's unique.
Yeah, it feels special, and I'm so proud of who we are and what we do and how we do it and how we choose to share our life. And I think one of our greatest accomplishments is the people that we employ and the people who we help live their lives. And I think that's extraordinarily special to me and to all of us. And
When I was growing up, Tammy, I always thought of my parents as rock stars. I always looked up to my parents, and I always thought that they would succeed in everything they do. There was never a doubt in my mind that Eric and I weren't going to go into the business. There wasn't a doubt in my mind that we weren't going to be in the film industry. There was no doubt in my mind looking at what our parents could accomplish always drove Eric and me to want to accomplish too, right? I talk to people that have family businesses and they do not want to be with their family.
yeah, but that stuff starts young. If you want, your kids working with you in some capacity, you got to start that it's drill that shit in from birth.
Yeah, but like it wasn't even a question with you and I, and it was so
because mom and dad drilled it in that it just wasn't even a question. It wasn't a mistake.
Yeah.
We are related to Marilyn. She married into my mom's side of the family. She married our uncle Stuart, and they eventually got divorced, and we kept Marilyn in the divorce.
Yeah.
Gotta love Marilyn.
But Marilyn has always been our auntie.
Their whole dynamic, Marilyn, Stuart, which is her ex-husband, and Jane, which is his wife, girlfriend.
Stuart's wife.
Partner, Stuart's
partner.
Partner. They have an amazing dynamic.
Yeah.
Between all the kids over there, and really nice. Yeah, we love Marilyn. How could you not? From the
Marilyn,
we interviewed Marilyn. If you look back in our archives on YouTube, you can see we interviewed Marilyn.
Marilyn has a heart of gold. She's the most dedicated, loyal, unbelievable person.
Thank you, Scott. Our kids are good. Our kids are best when they're sleeping.
I can't wait for to us to get back together when we had that retreat over the summer and Scott
that was like a defining moment in my life. That was so much fun.
100%. Yes, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, last two summers ago now, 2019 summer, we drove everyone out to where we live in New York, and we just had this whole weekend where we saw Broadway shows, we ate, we played games. It was really just a team building exercise, and it was so amazing.
Went to see Broadway shows.
Yeah,
it was cool.
It was great. And I've posted about it before. We have videos about it. That was really when we started, pushing out content and stuff like that. We took videos of my mom making speeches, Michael making speeches, me making speeches, and it was really just such a fun time. Because very rarely, we have 10 locations around the world, so to get all of the managers together in one spot all at once was a really special bonding opportunity.
And we're going to do that again. We are going to do that again. Steve said the best was your party in Hollywood. We still talk about it.
Yeah.
So our mom, I don't know how she does this, but she knows how to throw a party. This woman can, from the start to the finish, she can multitask like crazy. And we had this party at the Hollywood Museum in the heart of LA, and we rented out the whole freaking Hollywood Museum, and everyone from California.
Yeah, like you were able to go to different floors. They had, the superhero floor, and they had, Marilyn Monroe, and just everything about Hollywood, and we had the whole place to ourselves. And then you come to the top floor, and it was just a cornucopia of food and drinks. We had a donut wall.
We had the entire Warner Brothers publicity team there, and they said this was better than our Golden Globes and Oscars party. Like we had an ice sculpture of the BLS logo with shrimps all around it. and Nick Sugars, who we interviewed, said, like, we don't do this for Gal Gadot, right? Like, we don't do this for like the Suicide Squad people. This party, it was like an Oscar party.
Yeah, a bit of history. I fought to get EMI Capitol Records to use BLS back in the day. We thank you for that, Cassandra.
Thanks, Cassandra. It's I want Mom to write her history. Like to do that.
I don't know if we can necessarily publish it, but I just want it for us.
Yeah. I remember like the names of people
because of Marilyn. She has that effect.
Yeah. Marilyn has we met someone at one of the studios, and they said that Marilyn has a fan club in LA.
Yeah.
And she does.
Steve, our next party, we're planning it. It's in our heads. We know what we want to do, because the first time we did it, we threw in 2018 after our father passed. We threw a big party at the Sheraton Universal, and it was good.
It was great. It was amazing.
It was great. Then we realized that we had to, find a place that was kind of in between, Beverly Hills and Burbank. So we picked Hollywood, which is like right in the center, basically. And this, when we can, we're hoping to God by October, everything is going to be better, but we want to throw like a Halloween party, and we want to have like costumes, and everyone like dress up in costumes and stuff like that. That's going to be our next party idea, and hopefully, if not this year, the next year maybe we'll have Halloween, and a year from now, who knows? But we want to have a costume party.
Do Halloween in July. It doesn't make a difference, but
yeah,
we definitely,
everyone's going to be down for a party.
We need a BLS party. We need a BLS LA. I want to do a Vegas party. I mean, but we're going to probably invite the people from Vegas out to LA. But yeah, it's really.
So can you look at 2021 as a new way of living, because it won't be the same as it was? How are you going to manifest the new? I think that 2021 is not going to. I think it's going to eventually lead to life will get back to normal. I think people are itching for it too. And I think it may not now, it may not in the next 6 months, it may not in the next 12 months, but I think eventually we will get back to normal living. And maybe when we fly, we'll have to wear a mask, and maybe people aren't going to be so gung-ho about hugging and kissing and shaking hands. But I think that eventually you'll be able to throw a party with 200 people, 300 people.
Absolutely. I think Vegas is going to come back. I think Disney's going to come back. I think
it has to. We beat the bubonic plague.
We beat the Spanish flu.
We're still alive as a species. Beyond those two things, we will beat this.
I do believe 2021 is going to be a little rough in the beginning. I think I've heard that by April, things are going to be getting back to normal. And by the summer, it's going to be like full swing. I know that I can't wait for it to go back to normal. And I got to tell you, I don't mind being home. I love being home with my family. I really do. And I love doing this with Eric from home. We were already talking about what's going to happen when we return to the studio. I think these live feeds we could probably do from the studio, and the interviews we'll probably do from home, because we're going to be interviewing people all over the country, all over the world. But I do believe that we are going to get back to a new normal. I do believe that we are going to still be wearing masks, some of us. and I think that it will get back. It will.
It has to.
We have a friend who said, I had a friend recently who's like, another 8 months of this, and I said, there's going to be nothing left if this is another 8 months. It's hard now. I mean, I was talking to Chaz, and he said Vegas is dead. Vegas is in a really bad place. They're closing properties Monday through Thursday.
Yep.
I think what he mentioned, the Skylofts or something, and one of the luxury properties, it closed for the month. We're supposed to have CES today. Everyone's supposed to be coming in for CES today.
We're missing,
the Golden Globes.
CES, Golden Globes, Sundance Film Festival.
Yeah, Sundance.
All that stuff.
Really, that's what pisses me off. They're like, all right, we're January, it's a new year, but like COVID is terrible. Now this is new variant. They found it in Saratoga Springs, New York. Like we all still have to be aware. We still have to be careful. Listen, Trump's going to be out in 2 weeks. Right then and there is going to be, it should be a little calmer, right? That's number one. Number two, the vaccine is definitely rolling out. We have people in our community that are getting vaccinated. Again, Sharon and I had 2 friends today, the same community as us. They're dentists. They got vaccinated. Yes, I want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I'm vaccinated, I'm probably just going to come right back home and do nothing.
Going to Disney.
What are you going to do when you're vaccinated? 2 shots in, you're done. You got the Pfizer shot.
Well,
you didn't have an allergic reaction.
I'm going to wait until my kids can get vaccinated, inoculated, and then it's going to get the show on the road.
Steve said Trump might be out of office tonight. I mean, that's putting the cherry on top of his presidency.
Yep.
When are the kids going to get vaccinated? Later, Scott. Be good, man.
I don't know. I think they're saying possibly by September, October. My guess is they're going to try and push it out before school starts.
Right.
That's what my guess would be. But, maybe the kids will only need 1 shot, not 2 shots. Who knows? I don't know. But I think with that, I'm going to sleep.
Everybody, like, subscribe, leave comments, follow Eric and I on TikTok. And we thank you all so much for tuning in with us on Wednesdays. This is so therapeutic for Eric and me. It's fun. It's exciting. We love, love, love talking to you. This is growth for Eric and me. We are learning something new. 2.5.
250, Michael. Come
250.
On. What planet are you living on?
I'm tired.
Playing poker. Come on. Yeah. We used to play poker with Jason Burns.
250. Burnsy. Yeah. Burnsy. Paul came through another reading, man. I had a reading with a medium, and one of our good friends, Paul, unfortunately perished in a accidental plane crash. And
everybody,
Steve Thomas says good night, Eric. Everyone, like, subscribe, leave comments. We love you all. Thank you for joining us.
Later, everybody.
Bye.